Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful, underestimated drivers of healthy aging, your gut. In the context of gut health, the gut refers to the gastrointestinal system, which includes organs like the stomach, small intestine, and large intestine, as well as the trillions of microorganisms that live in it. Back when I studied physiology in college, we learned that the gut was responsible for digestion, which involves breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and eliminating waste. However, the role of the gut and its connection to the brain and immune system has exploded in the last 10 to 15 years in the age of genetic sequencing. In this session, I'm going to walk you through how your gut has a far greater influence than just digestion. Your gut affects metabolism, energy, immunity, inflammation, and even brain health. And the encouraging part is that your gut can improve at any age. Even small, realistic changes can make a meaningful difference in a very short time. Let's begin with the basics: what the gut does, why it matters, and why it becomes so important as we get older. When most people think about the gut, they think about digestion, but the gut is actually a major control center for your overall health. About 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. The bacteria there help regulate inflammation, produce vitamins, and create essential compounds that support metabolic and brain function. Your gut communicates constantly with the rest of your body. So when the gut isn't functioning well, you may feel it in your mood, your energy, your weight, your immunity, or your cognition. Remember, a healthy gut often translates into healthier aging overall. Your gut microbiome is the ecosystem of microbes that live in your intestines. A healthy gut has high bacterial diversity, meaning it's made up of a large number of different species of bacteria that coexist in your digestive tract. This diversity effectively digests food, absorbs nutrients, regulates the immune system, and resists pathogens, known as germs, that cause disease. Also, high bacterial diversity enhances the gut's ability to withstand disturbances, such as an infection, and helps your body recover more quickly. Bacterial diversity is considered a sign of a healthy microbiome, but it tends to decrease in older age. In other words, the variety of bacteria in the gut is reduced, and this decline in diversity is linked to an increased risk of age-related diseases and a potential decline in immune function. The decline in diversity of bacteria happens for many reasons. They include increased stress, lower fiber intake, long-term medications, reduced activity, disrupted sleep, and recurrent infections. All of these factors change the balance of bacteria in your gut. But here's the good news: the microbiome is remarkably adaptable. It can improve at any age, and it can improve quickly. Just like muscle responds to training, your gut responds to the foods and the habits you give it. Positive changes often begin within days. You can increase your diverse community of microbes by eating a wide variety of plant-based, probiotic-rich foods. Probiotics are fermented foods that contain live, beneficial microorganisms that support gut health. These include foods such as yogurt, kefir, raw sauerkraut, tempeh, kimchi, miso, kombucha, a fermented black or green tea, and fermented vegetables like pickles, pickled beets, pickled carrots, and pickled radishes. Keep in mind that not all fermented foods contain active cultures. Heat inactivates the organisms, so heat-treated fermented foods like canned sauerkraut do not have probiotic activity. Also, beer and wine remove the live organisms. Prebiotics are non-digestible fibers that act as food for beneficial gut bacteria, while probiotics are live microorganisms or good bacteria that are added to the gut. Think of your microbiome as a garden and probiotics as the seeds for growing a healthy gut garden. Then think of the prebiotics as the fertilizer that nourish and stimulate the growth of beneficial bacteria. Sources of prebiotics include fiber-rich foods. I use the acronym Oh Boy as a way to remember some top sources of prebiotics. And these are oats, barley, beans, berries, bananas, onions, and yams. Other high fiber foods include garlic, apples with the skin, and leeks. Now let's look at something fascinating, how your gut communicates with your brain. The gut and the brain are constantly communicating through what's called the gut-brain axis. About 95% of your serotonin, a key neurotransmitter involved in mood, well-being, and focus, is produced in the gut. Inflammation in the gut can travel to the brain and affect your mood, memory, and cognitive function. Conversely, when we support gut health, we support a more stable mood, clearer thinking, and healthier aging of the brain. Now let's connect the gut to something many people struggle with: metabolism, blood sugar, and weight. The gut also plays a major role in metabolism. Gut bacteria help regulate how your body absorbs carbohydrates, how your blood sugar rises and falls, and even how hungry or satisfied you feel. A balanced microbiome helps stabilize your blood sugar, reduces your cravings, and improves insulin sensitivity. So when inflammation is lower and your gut is healthier, regulating your weight becomes easier and your metabolic health becomes more resilient. Next, let's talk about one of the most helpful and most misunderstood types of fiber: resistant starch. One of the simplest and most effective ways to support your microbiome is through a specific type of fiber called resistant starch. Resistant starch is a carbohydrate that isn't fully digested in the small intestine. Instead, it travels to the large intestine where it becomes fuel for beneficial bacteria. Think of it as a prebiotic nourishment for your microbiome, the fertilizer that feeds beneficial gut bacteria. As bacteria ferment resistant starch, they produce butyrate, one of the most important compounds for gut and metabolic health. Butyrate is like a super fuel for the gut. It repairs and strengthens the gut lining, lowers inflammation, and improves insulin sensitivity, which supports your metabolic health. Butyrate also plays a protective role in the brain and may support healthier cognitive aging. For something so simple, it has a profound impact. Now let's talk about how to easily get more resistant starch into your daily meals. Resistant starch is found in very accessible, budget-friendly foods. Beans and lentils are the richest source. Oats are an excellent option. Green bananas and green banana flour are additional sources. Cooled rice, potatoes, pasta, and overnight oats are especially beneficial because cooling increases resistant starch levels. So if you're going to eat potatoes, rice, pasta, or oats, cook them, then cool them overnight in the refrigerator. That is, for at least 12 to 24 hours before eating or reheating, to increase the levels of resistant starch. Not only will you have them all prepared ahead of time, but it'll be healthier for your gut too. These foods are all easy additions to everyday meals. When starches are cooled after cooking, their structure changes. More of the starch becomes resistant to digestion. This means foods like refrigerated cooked rice, chilled roasted potatoes, chilled potato salad, overnight oats, and refrigerated pasta salad offer more benefits to your gut bacteria than when those foods are eaten right after they're cooked. It's a simple strategy with a significant payoff. Now let's pull all of this together into simple daily habits. The goal isn't to overhaul your diet overnight. It's to build small, sustainable habits that support your gut. Some easy options include eating half a cup of beans each day, switching to overnight oats, adding cooled potatoes or rice to salads or meals, using a tablespoon of banana flour in yogurt or smoothies. These small changes meaningfully shift the microbiome and support healthier aging. When your gut is functioning well, you'll see improvements across all major systems: lower chronic inflammation, more stable blood sugar, a stronger immune system, improved metabolism, and clearer cognitive function. Each of these contributes to healthier, more vibrant aging. One of the most encouraging things about the microbiome is how quickly it responds. You could begin to feel improvements in your digestion, energy, mood, and clarity within a matter of days. Your age is a given, but how you age is shaped by daily choices, and these changes are well within reach. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this gives you a clear understanding of how your gut influences your overall health and how simple, realistic steps can support you in living younger longer. Just remember, it's never too late to begin. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video.